Hey guys, it's me, Gerald the Weep here. I'm back again. Okay, I tried to get 8 hours of sleep, but my body doesn't like sleeping because I don't like sleeping. I was trying to get a lot of sleep so I can be more energized because let me see what time it is. It's 9:36 in the morning when I'm recording this, so I just wanted to feel energy. Like I usually get all my energy like at 12 and stuff. But I'm gonna make this video like 10 minutes long because I apologize like in my description because it was like 4 minutes and I edited some parts out of it because my dad was being weird and walked up in here when I was recording, so I made the video even shorter. It made it to 4 minutes and 12 seconds. So I'm gonna make this video 12 minutes. And also I bet you guys miss Dio because he's right here with the stone mask, as you see. So this is, I guess you could say, Dio. This is evil Dio. That's what he would look like if he was evil, but he's good, so it's good Dio now. So last time we left off, Dio and Jonathan and Zeppeli and Speedwagon were heading down to the sewers to go kill Jack the Ripper. So Jack the Ripper has been killing a lot of women because Jack the Ripper was actually a real killer, and he actually killed real women. So they're gonna try to stop him, and it's also part of their hormone training to kill him because they think he's a zombie. So as they were going into the sewers, Zeppeli says you have to hold a cup of wine in a glass, and you can't let a single drop of it spill. So Zeppeli gives Dio and Jonathan a glass, and Speedwagon says, how will this help them with their hormone training? And then Zeppeli says, if they let this glass drop, that means they're not using their hormone to the best of their ability because they're not constricting it to be in the glass. And Dio says, this is a easy peasy lemon squeezy. But Jonathan says, but it's wine though, so it can't be lemons. Dio said, Jonathan, don't question me. I know what I'm doing. And Jonathan says, if you say so, Dio. You're just jealous that I have better hormone skills. And Dio said, no, you do not. Watch me kill Jack the Ripper, and then you'll see how better I am at you. And then Zeppeli says, enough with your bickering. Stop acting like little kids. And then Jonathan says, I'm not a little kid. I'm a big kid, if you know what I mean. And also, that was a future reference. Ha 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 ha. As he looks into my camera. And Dio said, what's wrong with you? Nothing. We're in a TV show, anyway. Okay, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Just forget what I just said. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm super sorry. I just freaking started rambling for no reason. Anyway, Jonathan says we're in a God. Okay, I'm not editing this out. Freaking new. Oh, I hate this dumb computer. Who the crap is Bobby Bone? Bobby Bone show update. What? Who is Bobby Bone? I don't know. Like I don't. This is my brother's computer, so I don't know what he'd be watching. Okay. Anyway, Dio and Jonathan were just bickering, and then Zeppeli says, "Stop, you simpletons! Now we have to get back to." Killing Jack the Ripper. Now, if you guys mess this up, we're gonna have to wait even longer to kill him, and he could be too strong for us, or I'm just gonna have to kill him myself. And Dio said, no, you cannot kill that butler, Jay. And Jonathan says, we shouldn't just call him the butler anymore. He's just Jay. And so Dio said, yeah, Jay. And Speedwagon says, so we're going to start calling him Jay? Yes, Speedwagon. You have to pay attention, Dio says. Then Jonathan says, don't worry. Dio's just being a weird guy. He's not trying to be rude or mean. He's just on edge. And Speedwagon says, no. You guys are about to do something dumb, I bet. Well, that's why we're in the sewer, Speedwagon. We're going to kill him. Oh, I thought you guys were just gonna freaking beat him up or something. I'm pretty sure he can't be a zombie, Speedwagon says. Because they're talking about Jack the Ripper. But then, Jack the Ripper comes out of nowhere and says, Me gusta. Actually, did British people speak Spanish back then? I don't. Get these notifications out of here. It's oh my god, this video is already at 5 minutes. I don't know who this is. Just ignore that notification if you see it in the video. So Dio was like, what the crap is me gusta? And then the Jack the Ripper throws a punch at him and says, "It's time for you guys to die." And so Jonathan throws a hormone kick, but he uses his other opposite foot because he has his hand on the other glass, so he uses opposite foot. So he calls it opposite hormone kick, and then he kicks the Jack the Ripper's legs off, and then Dio says hormone punch and punches Jack the Ripper's shoulder off, you could say. And now he's only able to use one leg and one arm. And he says, "How can you guys be so strong?" But Dio doesn't waste time and finishes him off by hitting his heart and grabbing it and then keep squeezing on it. But it didn't kill him. So Jonathan got the last blow by kicking off his head with another hormone kick. Wacha! And Dio said, "That was just a lucky shot. I could have finished him." And Jonathan says, "There's no time to wait. We gotta go kill him. Jay, we have to kill Jay." So Zeppeli says, "Come on, stop wasting time." So we're almost out the sewer. And so the Zeppeli was very surprised that they killed him so easily. And Speedwagon is still in shock that they just killed a man without a second regret. Because Speedwagon didn't know he was a zombie or not. He couldn't tell. Because he still looked a little human. But Jonathan says he was a zombie, so it's okay to kill him. So Speedwagon says, "Okay, let's keep going on." So Speedwagon, Zeppeli, and Dio were... Okay, that was someone's walking outside my door. So Speedwagon, Zeppeli, and Dio and Jonathan were walking out of the sewer, going up one of them. And then they see Jonathan sees the butler Jay, or I'm just gonna start calling him Jay, just on a cliff, just watching two guys eat a poor dog, like the dog was being eaten alive. And Jonathan says, "Jay!" And then Dio says, "Shush, Jonathan." And then Jay hears them and says, "Oh, there you are, Dio and Jonathan. It's time for me to kill you. But you have to come up here, though. I don't want to be next to you filthy humans." So Jonathan says, "Come down here so I can hurt you myself." And Dio said, "It's no point of being cautious. I can't say the word cautious now." So Jonathan was about to throw something at the Jay, the butler Jay. I keep saying it. I'm so sorry. So okay. I had to cough. Okay. So Jonathan and Dio were like, "Okay, there's no point of holding back now." So they started to gather up their hormone energy so they can use a big attack to kill him. But Zeppeli says, "Stand down right now. You guys are not ready yet to kill him." So Zeppeli says, "I'm gonna have to kill him myself." But Dio says, "No, we have to. It's for our father." But Zeppeli says, "You can't revenge him if you can barely kill one of his minions." And then, because you didn't even kill Jack the Ripper all the way. You had to get help from Jonathan. And Jonathan, you didn't kill him when you first attacked him because you're not using all your strength. And also, your breathing was off when you kicked him first, Jonathan. And then Dio said, but we took him down together, so we can do the same thing with him." So Dio was like, "I'm gonna kill him even without listening to you, Zeppeli. You gave me the strength, so I'm gonna use it." But as Dio was saying that, Jonathan says, "Come down here so we can kill you and get rid of this violence that you caused, Jay." And so Jay said, "How many pieces of bread have you eaten in your life, Jonathan?" And Jonathan says, probably like 500. I don't know. That's how many I killed. Ha 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 ha. And Jonathan says, "You freaking turtle, I'm going to end you." And Jonathan throws something at Jay, the butler. Jay. I don't know. I'm gonna keep saying that throughout the whole series because we're still in part one of the series. We have like another 8 parts to go through. So this probably is gonna go into next year. But at this point, how I am explaining things because I'm pretty. Oh, it's already at 11 minutes. Oh God. Okay, so Jonathan says, "Here, the hormone throw," and throws a hormone something, a rock of hormone at the butler. I have to breathe a lot. Jeez, this is what happens when you just get up. Okay, so Jonathan throws a rock at the butler, and it hits him, but it only breaks one of his fingers, and the butler says, "Ugh, I'm gonna freaking end you." And so then he summons his royal guards, and they used to be servants of the queen because a couple of decades before, 200 to 300 years ago, because he can resurrect dead people like zombies. So they give their backstory. They're saying, "We used to serve the queen, and then we were executed because we thought they were going to execute the queen." And Jonathan says, "That's a very sad story, but if you guys don't get out of my way, I'm going to have to put you back into the grave." And Dio says, "I'm going to do that even without their backstory. It's freaking weird. I don't care about someone who died over 300 years ago." And so the butler said, "Oh, you're gonna care, because I can bring back anyone, even your father, Dio." And then Dio said, "I don't want you to bring back my father." No, he's talking about George. He doesn't know Dario. I can even bring back your real father, Dio." But Dio said, "You shut up right now." And then he runs right towards one of the villains. Okay, one of the butler's royal guards, and one of them tackles Jonathan into the ocean, and so they know that Harmon. The butler Jay told them that Harmon can hurt them because she saw it on the mask. So the Jay butler says, "This must be Harmon, so just do that to them." So Dio chases after one of the ones going up to the tower. So Dio said, "I'm gonna kill him and Jay at the same time." But Jay walks away, and then Dio says, "Come back here, you turtle." I can't say bad words, so I'm gonna just replace them with turtle. Anyway, Dio keeps running up to running up the place, up the hill, but then he trips on someone. He trips on a little black kid. He trips on him and says, "Ah, kid, you gotta get out of here." So one of the royal guard that was running away turns around and throws a kick at him. But Dio hurry up and grab the kid and said, "Harmon kick," and did a reverse Harmon kick on him, and got one of his arms, and one of his arms started to degrade. And Dio said, how did he not have his whole arm ripped off by now? What?" But so he kept running away. The royal guard kept running away, and so they made it to a cliff, and the the boy named Polocolo, if I'm correct, Polocolo. I can't remember his name. His name is kind of hard to remember. It's Polocolo something. That's his name. So the boy said, "Why are you chasing this man down?" And Dio said, "Why are you still on my back?" And Dio's was about to jump off the cliff, but the Pocolo warned him not to because there's a dead end. So Pocolo said, "Stop," and so Dio stopped and almost went off the cliff. And he was like, "Thank you. What is your name, kid?" He said, "My name's Pocolo. What's yours?" "My name's Dio Brando. Thank you for stopping me." But Zeppeli is right behind him. But Dio said, "Where's Jonathan? Jonathan can handle him. I know he can." "But where's Speedwagon?" "Speedwagon's over with Jonathan, so I think Speedwagon and Jonathan can handle this, but we should probably go after him because he's much, much stronger." "Okay then, I know Jonathan can do it." So Dio said, "How are we going to get over this cliff?" But Poocolo said, "You could use a kick to destroy that thing. Maybe you can gather some leaves and then use it to float. Whatever you were doing." And then Dio said, "You're a genius, Poocolo." And so Poocolo tells Zeppeli what he said, and so Zeppeli says, "You kids are so inventive nowadays." So they all gather leaves and then they jump over the cliff, and it actually works. So Zeppeli said, "Okay, kiddo, you need to stay out the building because Dio and Zeppeli are gonna keep you safe." So Dio has made it to the front door and says, "Come out, you royal guard of Jay." So the royal guard says, "Come on in. I like to fight in a gladiator setting." So Dio walks in, but then he gets trapped by a chain going around his neck. And then the royal guard puts a chain around his neck, like this. And then he gives an explanation about what these grounds were. These were training grounds back in 300 years ago. And if you die, and if you are chained up, you have to fight to the death. And that's how we used to have such strong soldiers back then. So Dio said, "Oh, you're going to try to kill me with these chains, I bet." So Dio didn't waste any time. He tried to use Hormone on the chains, but the butlers, I had to burp. Okay, the butler said, "No, I won't allow you to." So the butler's royal guard said no, and yanks the chain up off of the floor, and then is choking out John. Bleh, he's choking out Jonathan. He's not choking out Jonathan. Jonathan is being choked out by the other guy. I keep getting that confused. Anyway, so Jonathan is like all the way over the other side. Dio is being choked out by that royal guard, and Dio can barely move. He can't even use his hormone to breathe. So Zeppeli has to come up with an idea to get inside because the door is unlocked. But he doesn't see the kid anymore. He said, "Polocolo, where did you go?" But Polocolo's already inside of the building, trying to help Dio because he wanted to show his appreciation for saving him. So Polocolo jumps down and opens up the door, and then the royal guard says, "You kid! Oh, I should have killed you when I saw you when I was running away." So Zeppeli walks into the building and says, "Hormone Zoom Punch," and then throws a Hormone Zoom Punch at the royal guard and says, "Die!" And then the punch misses. And then Zeppeli gets his leg caught by that royal butler Jay's the royal guard of Jay, and then the royal guard breaks Zeppeli's leg. He's like, "Ah!" And then he throws a Hormone Zoom Punch, and then lands it but Zeppeli had a broken leg, and so the royal guard threw him away because he couldn't move anymore. So Zeppeli only had one option to save Dio. So he sacrificed himself because he had a cold. If he learned Harmon, he was gonna die by it. So Zeppeli said maybe this was the person I was supposed to give my Harmon to. So Zeppeli sacrificed himself. So Zeppeli uses the last of his Harmon to use. He used the last of his Harmon to because he was running out of it because his leg was bleeding and he was all over the place. So he used the last of his Harmon to cut down the chain, and then the J guy was in reach to grab him because he moved closer so he can cut down the chain, and so the butler of J ripped him in half. Okay, yeah, that got pretty bloody. And then Dio was dropping to the floor as he saw this and says, "Oh my God, Zeppeli!" And Piccolo went back outside because he was scared that the big guy was gonna kill him. So Jonathan is still being choked out. If you guys wanted to know that, actually no. Jonathan is, yeah, I guess he's still getting choked out. I'll get on to that in a minute. Anyway, Dio was saddened because Zeppeli was dying right in front of him. He was split in half, and he was in shock also because Zeppeli was still talking. And then Zeppeli started to age rapidly and said, "Dio, I think you are the chosen one. I need you to take my Harmon and kill this thing, and kill the butler Jay." And Dio said, "I'll accept this, Zeppeli." And Dio starts to cry because this is Zeppeli had to die because of him. And so Zeppeli dies. So Dio said, "I'm gonna kill you, you fat turtle." I wanted to say a bad word, but I can't because of YouTube. Okay, so I'm gonna kill you, you fat turtle. So he goes over there and then one shots the big guy. He punches a big hole into his stomach, and then he keeps rounding on him like boom, 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 Harmon punch, Harmon punch, Harmon punch, Harmon punch, Harmon punch, and then he only threw like 5 punches, and then the butler's one of the royal butlers the royal butler guard died because he couldn't take the punches, and then Dio stepped all over his head so he could make sure he was dead. And then he had disappeared. And now we're going to go back to Jonathan. Jonathan was still in the ocean. Not in the ocean, he was in the lake drowning because the other royal guard was choking him. So Jonathan uses the Harmon punch to to get him off of him. And the punch lands on the royal guard's arm. And the royal guard's arm pops out. So he couldn't grab Jonathan anymore. So Jonathan goes deeper into he goes deeper into the lake, so he can get away from him. But the royal guard says that doesn't make any sense. Why would he want to go deeper into there? But then he realized that since he's a zombie, he can't go super deep because then his body will start to freeze because the low temperatures. But he also says that'll happen to his body too because he's not using Harmon. So the butler Jay starts talking to him. If you hurry up and kill him, then you won't die. So he goes all the way down to the goes all the way down to the. Actually, no. No. God darn it! It turns off again. Okay. Anyway, he goes all the way down to the. Actually, no, okay, I'll keep getting myself confused. No, he goes all the way up to the surface, and that's what Jonathan wanted him to do. So he throws something from the lake. He throws big rocks at him, and then they land on him. They're a Harmon rock, you could say, and they land on his leg and his arm, and then it gets him paralyzed, and so Jonathan swims back up with the last of his strength, and jumps out of the water, and says, Hi-ya! And throws a hormone karate chop like this. Wah! Like that. And then it slices through the royal guard's body. And so the royal guard flies from the ocean because he was like on the top of it. So he goes all the way onto the land. But Jonathan sees Zeppeli's not there anymore, and he only sees Speedwagon. And so Jonathan started to worry. Where's Zeppeli? And where's Dio? But he also sees Speedwagon with a sword for some reason. He said, "When did Speedwagon get a sword from?" So Zeppeli is still dead because Jonathan doesn't know. So he's gonna try to finish off the one of the royal guards. But the royal guard says, "Stop, enough. I give up." But Jonathan says, "Why would you give up? I didn't even want to kill you in the first place. I wanted to stay dead anyway. So just hurry up and kill me." So Jonathan says, "Okay, if you say so, but can I have one request? Please, please, just let me, just take my sword." But Jonathan said, "There's no sword. The sword that man's holding is my sword. Please use it to defeat the Butler J. It's a pretty easy way to defeat him if you didn't know." So Jonathan says, "Thank you very much. I'll end your suffering." And I'll end your suffering. Okay, someone was being loud downstairs. Okay, so I'll end your suffering right here and right now. And throws a hormone zoom kick, because he just learned it. And then kicks off one of the royal guards' head. And now the royal guards are now dead. Both of them. So Jonathan runs over to Zeppeli and says, "We gotta go help Dio and Zeppeli." And Speedwagon says, "Yes, of course. I'm very proud of you, Jonathan. You killed that thing with ease." But Jonathan says, "No, I really didn't. If we didn't have the lake, I wouldn't have been able to kill him." So Zeppeli and Jonathan are now running to where Dio and Zeppeli ran. So Dio said, "Okay, we have to wait on Jonathan and Speedwagon." And Piccolo says, I really need to get home." But Jonathan is on their way. "You need to stay here so I can protect you." So Zeppeli is still on the ground. So Dio goes outside to bury Zeppeli and digs a grave for him. And so by the time Dio digs a grave for Zeppeli, Jonathan is right at the edge of the cliff and saying, "Dio, how did you get over there?" So Piccolo said, "Mr. Jonathan, you have to use leaves." So Jonathan says, "Okay." And then Dio nods right back to him and says, "Yes, you have to use leaves to get over here." So Zeppeli is still nowhere to be seen, as Jonathan says. So Jonathan and Speedwagon get all the way over there and says, "Where's Zeppeli?" And Dio starts to cry again and says, "Zeppeli died. He's not here with us no longer." And so Jonathan says, "Oh my, how did he die?" "He died by that royal guard. I'm gonna get my revenge on Jay because Zeppeli didn't have to die. If only if I would have killed him when he first became a vampire, this wouldn't have happened to Zeppeli." And Jonathan says, "It's also my fault too for not killing him all the way too." So Speedwagon says, "Don't worry about it. We can get our revenge on him because it's my fault too for not warning you guys earlier before George died. So this is also my burden too." And Pinocchio said, "Okay, well, I still need to get home before my sister kills me." So Pinocchio says, "Okay, we can go out this way, I think." So Zeppeli is still underneath the ground because he was buried. So this will be the last time we would be seeing Zeppeli in this part. And now they're walking out of the gate. And now they're walking down walking down walking to Pokolo's house so they can rest. But they see an old man. Okay, they've been walking for like 5 minutes now, so they've been walking for 5 minutes. So Zeppeli is still dead. I don't know how many times I'm gonna keep saying that. So they're saying, why do I feel hormone energy? If Zeppeli's dead, it feels like his. But they see an old man and another guy, a guy with long hair and another white hair guy. There's a bald dude who looks very old and a long hair guy and a guy with weird armor on. He has white hair. And they said, "What are you wearing?" So it'll be okay. They're being weird down there, so I'm gonna end this off. So